Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today and we're actually starting a new series. Now, I did do room 1015. We are going to return to that because I think there's 8 more scents that didn't come in this package, so I want to try them all. It's like Pokemon, I guess. So there you go. But this one is, I say Aesop. I'm sorry, I was always Aesop fables, but they're saying Aesop. There you go. So I'll say Aesop because that's how the company says it, but I much prefer the other way. But have all of the fragrances. Now, 3 of them were discontinued recently, so I don't think I'll be reviewing those unless you want me to. Then you can you can let me know down below. I did do discontinued for Zoologist because there's kind of a cult following behind that, I think more than with Aesop or Aesop. So yes, so I am borrowing these from a friend who actually works within the company. So he has all of the scents. And so I myself have 2 of them, but I'm going to be starting with the newest one. So Aesop basically was started in Australia. It's mostly known for like skincare and things like that, beauty things, higher end. So the perfumes are also part of the collection. So it's not like necessarily a huge mainstream perfume company, you know, that basically that is its focus. It's more of, and perfume and candles, so that type of thing. But there are a couple like cult followings within this company. Yes. So let's look into this and see the scent profile for the first one. Okay, so I'm going to start with the newest one because this is the one that was just released. Above Us, Steorra, I think it is. And it's a glowing constellation of amber emblazoned with the radical streak of cardamom. Okay, I like that. So, it's the latest fragrance and is inspired by the sense of awe and possibility felt when looking up at a star-strewn sky. There you go. So this will cost you $200. And let's look at the notes. Okay, so this one, I have a friend who works there. They don't like to give too much of the notes because the reason is they want you to kind of experience it without thinking about the notes too much. I like knowing the notes and experiencing it. So this one's going to be a little bit wonky because it's the first one that I'm doing. I know. But they're saying cardamom, vanilla bean, and frankincense. So, but they're also saying amber. So I will put to the bottom what the notes are and probably read them off from a different site from here on out. But that's just kind of how they roll. They like to make it an adventure. So this is the latest one. And I did smell it briefly on my friend, but his chemistry is very different than mine. These are all unisex. Very different. So what comes out on him smelling one way is going to be very different on me, which is what perfumes are for most people. So I always say sample. Oh, that's lovely. Actually, it's very lovely. But let's give this one a try here. Oh, these are mighty sprays. Ooh. I could smell that frankincense immediately. Not that I'm against it. I know people are like, whoa. It's not that. I didn't. Ooh, there's the amber. So amber and frankincense. That's what I'm really getting immediately. That frankincense mixed with cardamom. So immediately you get that frankincense. You feel like you're going into a Gothic church. Maybe that's just me because I love them, and so that's the world I want to live in. And so you're getting the smell of that Gothic church with a little bit of cardamom underneath and a little hum of amber underneath that. So frankincense, cardamom, and a little bit of a tingling of amber. Ooh, yep, that's that cardamom. Oh. It's really, now it's beating down that frankincense. It's interesting because it's almost like the scents are going like this in a swirl. Yeah, it went from frankincense, now it's cardamom frankincense with a little hum of amber. I wish the amber would come through a little bit more, but it's that hum. Very interesting. So it almost smells churchy, but then it has, but when we think frankincense, a lot of the time, at least I think of a Gothic church. So I'm getting that sense of that, but then the cardamom, I almost feel like there's cumin in here. Yeah, and if you watch my channel, you know cumin and I don't play well together. So I'm kind of curious. Let me look at those notes. Okay, so I found it. It's cardamom, vanilla, pepper, which I do get a little bit of that frankincense, cinnamon, cumin. I called it. Elemi, which I love. Oh, give it to me. And labdanum. Yes, so there is the full breakdown. Thank you, because I like to know. I could smell that cumin. Ooh, okay. So, here's the thing. If you know my channel, cumin does not play well on my skin. Animal scents, cumin, the muskies, anything like that, even saffron can play a little bit. And I just found out that weed scents do the same. I smelled like a walk-in store. It was like I was in Amsterdam. Anyway, just working in the tea shop. Doot, doot. So there you go. So cumin really comes out on me, and that's what's happening with this, is that frankincense came forward along with that cardamom, getting that cinnamon and pepper now, definitely getting that coming through, but that cumin, it's lurking. It's like that creature under the bed for me. When you're a kid, it's lurking and you don't want to look because it's going to get you. It's getting me. So there you go. Oh no. So the cumin really is overtaking the fragrance on my skin. It's cumin and pepper. It's cumin and pepper. Oh, so frustrating. Chemistry. Really, that's why I always say try things, because your chemistry is going to be way different than mine unless you pull the same things I do. And it can be a little bit frustrating because I'll like a scent, but your chemistry just doesn't, it's like, no. So then I have to wear it on my clothing rather than my skin. But let's see what it smells like on the shirt. So on the shirt, I feel like it's definitely more frankincense and that cardamom with the brightness of the amber, which I like. So it's basically still more the initial scent on my shirt. I don't know if I get stars from this though. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be above us. And I feel like this is a little bit heavier than expected for something that's above us. This is very definitely you can smell it out here, right here. It's definitely a notice me scent. So when I think above us, I think gentle and twinkly and like a quiet moment staring up at the stars or snow falling or whatever it is, constellations. It's gentle and introspective. And this is a little bit of a scent. It's very strong, which isn't a bad thing. Perfect for autumn and winter, which we're heading into. Perfect timing for that release. But it definitely is a heavier scent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check back in an hour to see how this sits. I have a feeling this cumin is just going to destroy everything. I don't hate cumin. I hate what it smells like on me because it just takes all the other delicate notes and it becomes a cumin bomb. Love cumin. Love to eat it. Have no problem with it. But boy, on my chemistry, it's just, hey, you smell like cumin. You've been cooking cumin soup in your kitchen. And it's all over your clothes and hair. So that's what's happening here. But let's wait and see, because things can change a lot in an hour. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so it's been an hour and I can smell that cumin. I mean, it is just overtaking this fragrance. And again, I do want to point out that's a me thing. That's a binky chemistry thing. I smell it. Ooh, yeah, it's just very strong. Everywhere I go, that cumin follows, and I don't even have to smell my wrist, but I'm going to see that it is the cumin and my chemistry. Yep, it's that. Oh, it's just too heavy. So what's happening is that on my chemistry, it's just pure cumin with a tiny hint of like an amber vanilla. Ooh, I don't get above us from this. But again, that's my chemistry. It's just the same thing happened with sloth. with the zoologist. It's just that cumin came through and just overtook the scent. But something else in that made it, garbage truck, but something else made it a little bit more funky than this. Sloth was really difficult for me. This is not easy either, but at least I get a little hint of that amber vanilla. But let's try it on the clothing. Okay, on the clothing it's much better. So I'm getting this beautiful, like I am getting frankincense, a little bit of that amber, and vanilla is coming up, and a little bit, I love this one, Elemi. Yeah, I didn't really know that one as well. I'm not going to sit here and say I know every single note, but it's something that I smelled about 3-4 months ago, and it changed my whole life. I'm sure I've smelled it before. I've smelled hundreds of perfumes, but it wasn't a note that I could pick out, and now I kind of sense it on the clothing, and it's just beautiful. But I'm not getting much of that cumin, but let's try it again. Much prettier on the clothing. So it is the amber, that vanilla, that Elemi coming through with that frankincense. And there is a hint, a very small hint of cumin there to give it a little bit of grounding, I guess, a little bit of earthiness. I don't know, maybe you're looking at the sky and the stars are going past and a little asteroid or meteorite goes past and you're like, ah, earthy, something like that. But it smells much better on the clothing, but what I am finding is it's very light on the clothing. I'm not getting a lot of push from it. It just doesn't have a lot of strength and oomph. More so on my skin. More so because it's that cumin. Ooh, yeah, it's that cumin. It's just overtaking it. So if I really get my nose in there, it is cumin with a little bit of frankincense. Ooh, cumin, a little bit of frankincense, and just a little bit of amber vanilla. Yeah, and it's just too much. It's just like putting your face into your spice rack and pulling out cumin and going and huffing it. That's exactly what this is on my chemistry. So that's why I'm giving that reaction, is there's just no balance. So, ooh, it's nice on the shirt, a little bit too light. It's been, I'm not gonna lie, it's been about an hour and a half. So, I don't see it lasting too long on the clothing, but for some reason it is sticking on the skin. And maybe it's just the cumin, but usually it's the opposite with fragrances, but this one's really light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check back in 4 hours. The lighting's going to be way different. I got a late start today and it's getting dark early. So we will check back in 4 hours. Okay, so told you it'd be dark. I know we're going into that time of year and I get a late start. So it's been 5 hours and smelling this and it's not as strong. It's been 5 hours, so it has calmed down. But I will say that the cumin kept following me. Yeah. So, but again, I will bring it up again. Everybody's like, not again. It's my body chemistry. It loves cumin. But it has gotten a little bit better. Oh, don't lick me. So the cumin has taken a back seat finally. And I'm definitely getting that frankincense and the Elemi coming through, and an amber and vanilla type. That's what I'm getting. So it's not that bad, but it's not necessarily my favorite. It's really frankincense heavy. The cumin has really burnt off quite a bit. And the frankincense is nice. The Elemi, the amber, the vanilla, but it's very, very light. I wish it had kind of started here rather than having to wait for it to get too near a skin scent and then come through. But let's try it on the shirt. Okay, on the shirt it's definitely frankincense. I'm still getting she's licking me. I know, she just wants attention. So it's definitely frankincense, and again that sweetness of the amber and vanilla and the Elemi. I'm not getting for a while on the shirt it's going through the same kind of cycle, in that it's both ending up that same fragrance scent of the frankincense and the sweetness of the amber, vanilla, Elemi. We just keep repeating it. It's basically all of that. And it just took a while longer for it to happen on the clothing. but it all eventually gets to the same place. I guess I still don't really understand. It's supposed to be uplifting and above the, in the sky, and I feel like it misses the mark. Like I said, I don't really understand this scent and what they're trying to accomplish with it, because I feel like with the frankincense, it's a very strong scent, and then on top of it, cumin, even though it does play really well on my chemistry, it still did come through very strongly on the shirt and around the 2-3 hour mark, which gives it a lot of grounding and a lot of heaviness. When I think of frankincense and cumin, I think of earth, well, more earthy with cumin, but it's plodding. It's a little bit heavier. So I don't really get that with what the artist was trying to accomplish with this. But then again, it's not always my place to understand everything, right? So there you go. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by it. I know, and my cat quit licking me, so maybe I missed that. But there you go. So, as far as if you have to say whether it's masculine or feminine, let's start there. Again, everything's unisex, wear what you want, but if I had to put it somewhere, I would definitely maybe give it a nudge towards the masculine, but for the most part, I really do feel that this one is really in between. This definitely is one that you're going to want to wear more in fall. When the weather cools into winter, it is definitely strong, but then it really mellows out around that 4 hour mark, 5 hour mark. So if you want it back to what it was before, you're really going to have to spray on a little bit more. I only spray for certain scents, like I've learned with Harvest Mouse, which I've been wearing a lot this fall. I realize the more you spray on, that one is never overwhelming, but if you spray on more, it lasts longer, it will last a long time. With this, you can't do that because it's strong from the get-go, so 4 sprays is a lot. So if you did 8, you'd be knocking out a room. So this is one of those ones that you're really going to want to bring back at the 4 or 5 hour mark to refresh. So I really encourage that if you enjoy this one. Now, if I had to give it a rating, oh, this is tough, just because the cumin was very strong for me. And just know that when I give these ratings, it comes from a place of me, not we, because we all have different preferences and things play very differently on each and everyone's chemistry. So this is solely a selfish me thing. If I were going to give this a rating in my collection, even though it's not in my collection, it is my friend's, I'm borrowing it, I would probably give this one a 3.5 out of 10, and that's just for me. And the reason is, I feel like the frankincense and the cumin covered up the other scents, like the elemi and the amber and the vanilla and the things like that. It covered it up in a way that they were just too strong, and it didn't quite gel together as one scent. It was almost like us against them a little bit. The gentleness versus that strength, and it was like a tug of war a little bit, and I don't feel like for me it was as balanced as I would like, so I would give it a 3.5. I think part of it is the cumin just really overwhelmed it for me. That's a me issue a lot of the time, but it just didn't make it a happy place for me. So yeah, I know, not the greatest way to start up the series, but this is the newest. That's why I did it. And I know there's some real winners in this, because I've smelled some of these on my friend. His chemistry is very different than mine, and it plays a huge part. But some of them are so absolutely gorgeous. So if you love this is just my opinion. Try out a sample yourself if you're confused. You can go in and try it in the stores. There's many of them everywhere. And that's the nice thing about Aesop, is it's pretty much everywhere. So, and then growing. So there you go. So give it a shot if you're curious. But I feel out of the ones that I've smelled, that this one is just, it's not my favorite. I don't know. I feel like some of the newer scents have been a little bit more miss than hit of the earlier ones. Yeah, but that's just me. But yeah, we just started, so things are they can only go up from here. So there you go. And with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.